Hello and welcome to ThePrint. This is Akanksha Mishra and you're watching Scientifix, where I will be taking you through this week's top science news from across the world. Scientists from the University of Warwick have found that humans and apes share the same laugh that developed around 15 million years ago. By analyzing 140 laughter recordings from orangutans, gorillas, bonobos, chimpanzees, and humans, researchers found that all species laugh with specific, evenly spaced rhythmic intervals between the sounds. They suggest that this rhythm originated in a common ancestor of all living great apes, and it has remained largely unchanged over millions of years. While the underlying rhythm is conserved, human laughter has evolved to become faster, more variable, and importantly, subject to conscious control. So, unlike other great apes, humans can modify laughter depending on social context, whether it's polite or nervous or spontaneous. The researchers argue that this increasing control over vocalizations may have been an important stepping stone in the evolution of speech in humans, suggesting the gradual development of language. A new study by the Cure Innovation Index has found that even though US has the highest quality of biomedical research, China beats the US in its translational capacity, meaning that they are more successful in translating the research into real products in the market. The study analyzed the number of scientific papers and the citation metrics of both countries, and it found that elite US and Chinese institutions now publish nearly the same number of biomedical papers. However, US research has a higher citation impact of 31%, and it leads in frontier fields such as CRISPR, RNA therapeutics, CAR T cell therapy, and AI drug discovery. Meanwhile, China has a strong advantage in clinical development with faster and cheaper trials, accounting for 32% of global clinical trials in 2025. The report also found US universities are nearly 3 times more likely to collaborate with industry than Chinese institutions. Moreover, a survey of US industry and academic leaders found that 72% of them believe China's biomedical sector is advancing faster than the US, while 85% think that America's lead could disappear within a decade. Without greater investment in translation research, clinical trial infrastructure, domestic manufacturing, and scientific talent, the US risks losing its competitive edge to China, said the study. A new paper presented at the 2026 Lunar and Planetary Science Conference said that life on Venus may have arrived from Earth through meteorites. The Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Laboratory researchers who wrote the paper elaborated on the theory of panspermia, which is a hypothesis that life can spread naturally between planets through activities such as asteroid and meteorite impacts. It's a theory that's sometimes even used to explain the quest for life on Mars. The scientists' paper used the Venus life equation to estimate whether microorganisms that are blasted off of the Earth's surface by asteroid impacts could survive the journey to Venus. According to their calculations, yes, they can. The paper estimated that around 200 viable microbial cells from Earth could be dispersed into Venus and be found in its cloud layer. Over the past billion years, this means close to 20 billion of these cells could be found there. Now, don't get me wrong, the paper does not provide real evidence that life does exist on Venus. It just suggests that in case microbes are found on Venus in the future, this is one way to explain their existence because theoretically it does work. The first ever DNA analysis of an extinct relative of Homo sapiens species revealed that the site is an all-female burial spot. A paper in the Cell Journal by York University scientists talks about the discovery of the Homo naledi skeletons in a cave in South Africa, and how this was the first time that they conducted DNA analysis on these skeletons by extracting genetic material from their teeth. This analysis revealed that none of the 23 individual skeletons found had the amelogenin Y protein, which is something that is found only in males. This indicates that maybe this species, which lived between 335,000 to 241,000 years ago, engaged in specific all-female burial practices. However, another theory floating around is that the isolated Homo naledi population may have just lost the male-specific protein marker through evolution. Beyond the burial hypothesis, what this study marks is the first successful extraction of ancient proteins from Homo naledi. And it demonstrates how tooth enamel can reveal biological clues where ancient DNA has not survived properly. That's all we have for you today. Thank you for tuning into The Print.